fucking bitch's face. It makes me very upset. I don't think it's funny or entertaining or cute. My name is Heather. None of these women that are actresses or whatever, doppelgangers, whatever you're saying, I've not given my permission nor consent to be face tuned with any of them, nor do I want to be face tuned with any of them. I think it's fucking weird. But this post, I'm in such a shitty mood right now. Xavier and I have so many things to do. So every month I pay $10.35 for rent. I pay about $1,100 for car insurance, passenger car insurance, and my car payment is over $700 a month, which is still a significant decrease from what they were first. First, they were charging me $384 a week to rent a car, so I wouldn't see profit until Thursday or Friday. Yesterday, I was making $300 to $400 a day. Yesterday, I drove from 1 p.m. to 1:30 or 2 in the morning, and I only made $120. So it's been really frustrating. Yes, that is more than 12 hours. I had to turn off the meter for about an hour in between. Every few rides, I'd turn it off when I would get, too far on the west side or south side in the middle of the night and like the hood. It's just been very frustrating these last several weeks. I have Christmas for my kids in 4 weeks. I need to start a layaway and begin chipping away at the total cost, or I need to win a lump sum of money so that I can go and purchase things for my children. Since I became, susceptible to whatever corruption was going on around me systemically, that ultimately ended in me being separated from my children and thrown into my home just 1 year after winning primary joint custody of my children in court, in the same court. Just 1 year later, I basically came to the understanding that the traditional morals and values that I've been taught, work hard and good things come, show up and do the right things, none of that is real. I've been bullied and forced to explain that I was literally back against the wall, forced to either cut my legs with a razor blade or be susceptible to continued prolonged bullying and torture, as well as the threat of my children having to go through that. I would not call that a mental health disorder. I would call that extortion. But what I had to say is that for the movie that I want to create, I want to make it easy for people to watch. So it would focus more on the glamorous parts of what I went through. But from part 2 yesterday, I've been getting a lot of feedback. Oh my God, it sounds so awesome, blah, blah, blah. What I'd like to also say is this. I worked in healthcare for close to 50 hours a week for 6 years at Northwestern Hospital. 10 of those hours a week would be unpaid off the clock hours that I was forced to complete for the entire patient flow and for the purpose of expeditious and quality patient care. If I did not stay and work off the clock for those hours, I would not have been able to do my job effectively. So I talk about the medical field being so great and how I loved it so much. And I didn't mention all of that. I didn't mention that I had a late postpartum hemorrhage with my daughter, Alexis, and almost died and got no sick pay or leave from Northwestern Hospital, which was, it's a medical facility, Northwestern. So, and it's like that at all the hospitals. So this is my home. I've been in Chicago for 20 years. Never have I lived in another state. Never will I live in another state. And so I need solutions. I need not confrontation. I need solutions. And when I talk about the things I've gone through, okay, so that's I spoke about healthcare. It was great. I got to dress nice. I got a nice, beautiful office. I worked, a normal first shift schedule. I had regular pay. That's one perspective, all true. I was working off the clock for close to 10 hours a week. I was taking on 5 to 7 doctors plus diabetic education for the entire internal medicine team on an as needed basis, while other assistants were paid more to do less than what I did for one doctor rather than 7. They're both true. One of them has a context that's not as appealing. The other one sounds fun and stable and safe. They're both true. So as I go through these 12-part series, I'd like you to use your adult minds and think about context and think about the fact that if I were to mention every fucking perspective every single time I speak about anything, a 1 hour, which is already long and drawn out, would turn into easily 6 or 7 hours. You have no idea how comprehensive the situation is, okay? Also, when I'm talking about working in the nightlife industry, I cannot talk about everything I went through as if I'm the victim in every set of circumstances, regardless of whether I am or not. If someone gave me drugs without my permission, I have to say, oh my God, these guys were
no, I think I'm
crazy.
good.
They were
I don't want to get
always
jittery.
mixing drugs in their champagne. Because that's the way it has to fucking be said, so that I am not their victim, causing them to feel insecure about me sharing my experience, etc. and so forth. So I'd like you all to pump the fucking brakes on the commentary. I'd like everyone in my fucking comments sending pictures of 10 cent teeth to be indicted. What is it going to take? Do I have to be extorted again to go and cut my legs up? Or would you guys be happier if I put some razor blade marks on my face or arms or somewhere else in my body to get you the fuck out of my comments? 6 years later, there's no such thing as COVID. It's 2025. No one has that. That was a 2019 thing. Why are you coming in my fucking narrative pretending like it's 2019? It's not. And half the fucking demographics that I get matched up with don't even know what COVID is. A national health pandemic and crisis that killed millions of people. There are waves of nomadic travelers coming through the Chicagoland area who don't even know what the fuck that is. But I'm the one who needs a psychiatric evaluation. You have exposed me to 1,000,001 different judgments, abuses, mindsets, technological boxes, people who have different levels of understanding to everything. Here's what I've learned. Men, they fuck around on their wives. They do. Some men are real pigs. Other men, not so much. But as an overall general rule, men fuck around on their wives. There are numerous technological advances that help them conceal these types of behaviors. I'm not your problem. I'm not. Not at all. I've never, not one single time pursued someone else's husband, encouraged him to leave his family. That's never been me, no matter what job I was working, no matter what I needed, no matter how, pressed for money or late on bills or what my children have needed. I have never home wrecked someone else's home, ever, under any circumstances. Have I engaged in a business transaction with someone who had a family at home? I'm sure. Is it one of my fucking pre-qualifying questions, or was it ever? It's not. It has not been. Okay? So I don't understand the hatred that I've been getting over the last while since I started explaining some of these things. This is not any part of the 12. I already did 1 and 2 of 12. We're moving on to part 3 today, but not right now. I just needed to come on here and explain the importance of context, because I'm not your problem, I'm really not, and I've never been. You are getting distracted, that's what's going on. I have a job to do, and that's take care of my 4 children and my grandchild and my husband, who's having a mental health issue since we began to regain our stability. Xavier's brother is the district attorney for the state of Illinois. Did you guys know that? So me being assaulted sexually, it would be a pretty reliable and safe bet to know that my significant other, who came and found me and sought me out and said, I'm taking you to a safe house, has a brother who's a DA, right? So it wouldn't be crazy that I'd be waiting for better fucking solutions than what's been presented so far, would it? Shout out to the district attorney. I hope you guys are okay out there, wherever the fuck you guys are. I can only imagine the type of pressure that you're under on any given daily basis, because the way they're treating me, I'd rather hurdle myself from the top of that building or that building or that building or pretty much any other fucking building than go through one more day of this shit. So, happy 2 days after Thanksgiving. I have to find a way to fucking move mountains so that I can provide the least that will allow me to continue living like a decent human being for my children. Because I deserve to be able to provide them the most. They're fucking amazing and have been through hell with me. But as a result of whatever the fuck is going on around me that I can't adequately see or feel or interpret, I'm just barely able to fucking make it right now. So it's a funny time that they'd choose, you know. I'm making $300 to $400 a day almost every other day, $250, you know, for a few months. But now, 4 weeks before Christmas, they're gonna choose to put me to like $80 to $120 a day, driving all fucking day long, and then decrease my visits with Weston. We saw Weston 4 days a week from the time he was about 6 months old all the way until, I would say, June, July of this year. Then in August of this year, LaFawn quit the case, saying that she was having some sort of personal issues or something like that, but that's not what case management said to me and Xavier. Case management came into the office with Xavier and I, said that she quit because of us, because specifically me, because I text to confirm visits too much, and that these drivers don't even like me. Mind you, the drivers have told me openly their sexual habits and numerous other inappropriate things, but I'm the problem for confirming my visits too much. For the record, again, if I've not said it enough, I'll say it again. I have never consented to be a part of whatever fucking weird shit is going on here. I want to be with my kids, and my storytelling is all in context. I am trying to deliver something entertaining for the documentary people to create. But there is a whole lot of suffering and victimization and predatory behavior and, you know, NR17 type shit that has gone on and continues to go on, that I am intentionally withholding from the majority of the narrative.
I'll do the
for
floors
the
if you want to do the dishwasher.
Family safe from any sort of perceived threat of or
Well, I'll
threat
do the
of,
floors. I'll get them. If you want to do the Swiffer wet when I'm done, you
the
can.
memories that I have.
But I'll get the hard floors and the rugs. If you want to work on the kitchen.
These fucking people get literally murdered
Dishwasher and
for
I think
bullying me for 6
the
years.
chopping block
I
can use wiped
hope
off.
that it states government is held accountable and responsible for everything that they have allowed to happen to me. And I hope that restitution comes to me and my family sooner than later, because I don't know how much longer I can hang on like this.